This is the lumbar spine, and you're probably wondering, why do I have a bucket? I'm glad you asked. We're going to talk about the core. A lot of people believe that the core is just your six-pack in the front, but the core is actually a bucket. Yeah, it's almost like the spine sits in the bucket. So your diaphragm is the top of the bucket. You have the muscles that go around the bucket, and then the pelvic floor is the bottom of the bucket. So today we're going to talk about and show you how you can strengthen your core. So let's rest this over here. Now, let's start with the top of the bucket, the diaphragm. How do you strengthen your diaphragm? What is the diaphragm? Well, the diaphragm is a muscle that helps you to breathe. It's a big muscle at the top of your spine. Not the top of your spine. It's actually at the top of your abdomen. Okay, so we're gonna do what we call belly breathe, right? So normally when you breathe in, you breathe and you expand your chest, right? Well, we're gonna breathe and expand our belly, like in, out. See the difference? In, out. So when you breathe in, the diaphragm comes down. When you breathe out, the diaphragm goes up. So belly breathing is very good. The thing with belly breathing is you can do it while driving. Right? In, out. You can do it at your desk. In, out. It feels good. In fact, when I do it, I feel like goosebumps. It kind of just adds, it gives me energy. It really does. So try belly breathing. Very, very good. Very good exercise to do. The next thing we're going to do is pelvic tilt, right? So the pelvic tilt would help to strengthen the muscles in the back. So you have the transverse abdominis muscle, which is the round part of the bucket that comes around. And how do you strengthen that? Because it's a circular muscle. So whereas the core in the front, you can do like a leg raise, or you can do crunches. We're not talking about those. We're talking about around the bucket. How do you do that? So you pull your tummy in, like you're pushing it onto the bed or the floor. So imagine if you have a coin in your navel and you're pulling it in. That is how you strengthen your transverse abdominis. Now, when the transverse abdominis muscle is weak, you get what we call diastasis recti, which is if you were to kind of lift your leg up or do a sit-up, you'll see a little, like the mound in the middle. That's because the transverse abdominis muscle is weak. So what do? We pull in and we hold it for a count of 10 and we let go. So you're pulling in. So to continue doing the core, we're going to do the glutes. So how do you do the glutes? You still pull in, like you're pulling the coin in, your transverse abdominis muscle, and you do a tilt with the pelvis up. Almost like you're tightening your bottom. And then you arch your back off the bed so you can fit your hand behind your back, right? While still pulling in. And then you do the opposite. Keep a tight pulling in your tummy, the transverse abdominis, and so you arch up so you can see on the hair, or you press it into the bed. Now, we always have to stretch our hamstring. So you can stretch your hamstring depending on how flexible you are. You can just do that. Or if you're more flexible, bring the leg down. You can stretch. Or you can use a strap, a stretch strap, where you put it in and you can actually stretch your hamstring. You can go sideways, or you can go up or across the body. Now, if you don't have that, you can go to your local hardware and get a regular piece of cord and do the same thing. It does the same thing. Regular piece of cord, you can stretch across your body, or you can just use a towel. So that's stretching the hamstring. Now, what we're going to also now do is to show you a bridge. So the bridge will also strengthen your glutes, your hamstring, and the lower back. So glutes are very important as a part of your core strengthening exercise. So you bridge up and you count to about 15 or 30 depending on how much endurance you have, and you come down again and you go up. So you're trying to get as straight as possible. I'm not all that straight because I'm not that flexible yet. And you come back down. That's the bridge. The next thing I want you guys to do is to turn over onto your tummy, and then you want to stretch the back. So you go first on your elbow, you go to count to 30, and then you can go up, and you can count to 30 as well. Then we go into doing more flexible and more strengthening exercise. You arch your back up, cat camel, and you go down. Again, you arch your back up, and then down. And then there's another one called bird dog. That one is a little bit harder. Opposite hand, opposite leg, and you hold it. Same thing on the other side. Opposite hand, opposite leg, and you hold it. You can even hold it for 30 each time. These exercises are very good at stabilizing your spine. And of course, if you can do a plank, that would be good too. You go up, you do a plank. All of these exercises, very good for your core. Those are some basic exercises we're going to do for the core today. Join us another time. We're going to give you more exercise for your core.